Peace, everybody. This Medicine Man, and I'm back. Um, I want to talk today about the class on November 10th, the working water element class. Man, we're going to be working some water elements and dealing with the different aspects of working with the element of water within the root working. You know what I mean? I practice various different crafts. Um, One of them is shamanism, being able to tap into the natural elements of things. So when we talk about root working, and even when we talk about African culture, the main thing about African culture to understand is that African culture is a perception. It's a perception in which we hold the belief, the idea, we hold the reality into our minds that certain things exist. And because we hold them collectively in our minds, in the universal mind, it becomes real. You see? And so when we're dealing with the water element, we're going to be talking about different things like your brain being suspended in water from a chemical, biological, to a magical aspect. We're going to talk about your body being what over 75% water. We're going to talk about how the waters of the ocean affects the waters in your body, in your brain, how women menstrual cycles are in tune with the oceans and the moons and how all of this actually comes together to work in your root work and in your magic, just in general, in your power. So we're going to be discussing those things. We're going to be at the river, preferably. I'm going to be at a river or a stream. I find a few good places other than the place that I normally go at. I don't want to do the class at the place I normally go at. But I got a nice place to where we're going to do bridges and bridges over water and how to tap into the essence of that bridge, how to tap into the water that flows under it. And what does that all of that mean inside of a metaphysical standpoint? Because as a spiritualist, we practice somewhat of geomancy, being able to read the patterns of nature. And this is what all magical arts is about. It's about recognizing the patterns of nature. Because once we recognize the patterns of how nature is designed, we understand the blueprint on how to tap into it. You see? And so this is some of the things that we're going to cover inside of the water element class. It's going to be very interesting and informing for everybody that wants to register for the class because registration is going on now. I'm still receiving more emails from people registering for the class. Registration is via email, medicine mail 21 at Gmail. It's medicine mail, mail mail 21 at Gmail. For any kind of information on the class you want to ask me, the classes are $65 for the water element class. It's going to be a 2-hour class. I always say 2 hours, but everybody know who pretty much take my classes before. Y'all already know we can well do 3 hours well. So it's $65, medicine mail 21 at Gmail. Email me. The class is November 10th. Registrations are still being taken. It's going to be held in my private Discord group. So we're going to be adding everybody to my private Discord group, and we're going to go live. We're going to have phone access and questions and answers, and it's going to be a really, really, really educational, informative class for everyone. I don't like lectures. I like to give classic examples within my classes on how we can make it work. You know what I mean? We have working scenarios. If your husband is cheating or whatever, I throw a scenario out there, and when we have the scenario, we're going to figure out what is the best way to approach the problem. If you have a career issue, you're trying to find a new job, what is the correct way to address the problem? This is what I teach in the whole series that I'm going to be letting out on thinking like a root worker, because it's more about the thought, the mental, the cultural, the social, the magical aspects of working your root more than the ingredients. Because when you look out the window and look into the woods, all you see is ingredients. So you're going to see. You see, so it's not really about that. It's about how you approach what you're working with. So join us as we talk about the rain. Join us as we talk about the rivers, the oceans, the streams, and the waters in your body, and the water that come from the sky, most definitely, to magnetize the water. So join us on November 10th as we get into everything that we get into on the water element. So join us. The water element class is going to be dope. And after we do the water element class, we're going to go straight into the fire element class, which you guys are going to love. I'm going to give you guys in the fire element class, I'm going to give you a fire cleansing ritual. And it's a fire cleansing ritual what you can do in your house, or I prefer in the woods. Fire ritual. Cleanse yourself, feed the earth, and keep it moving. So this is what we're going to do. So join us, like I said, once again, November 10th. We'll be in the building. Y'all got any questions, feel free to email me at medicinemale21@gmail, and I'll forward all the information I can to you about the class. And other than that, I'll be seeing you guys November 10th. We're going to be doing it big. That's going to be very educational. I'm going to talk about all like consciousness of water and everything. Why we use water. You know why? That's like, if I fill a bowl up of water, I can slide it under your bed and you can have an awesome dream. But why? What's the reason why I could put a bowl of water under your bed and say some certain things into it, do some certain things to it, and you could have an awesome lucid dream? Why? How does that happen? These are the questions we're going to answer inside the water element class. Because once you understand how the element itself works, you don't have to search for techniques because you understand the dynamics of how it works. So join us. November 10th, Medicine Man, Swamp Water Roots TV. Peace.